All right, so the situation with the gerrymandering seems to be heating up to a fevered pitch. It would appear. So what? Texas House has locked its doors and approved a motion to issue arrest warrants for Democrats who broke quorum by fleeing the state. So, all right, basic summary of what's going on. There is a map that is being proposed right now by the Texas House in the middle of the decade, and it's being issued, and it's an order under Donald Trump. So Greg Abbott called for a special session to try to gerrymander also the state even further to, well, have even less Democrats. He's trying to get like 5 seats out of it. And I talked about this before, well, probably like include the fucking video in the description. You can only gerrymander a state so far. Texas is already one of the most gerrymandered states, but like the new map that they're proposing is a potential success. You know, they might actually be able to do it. But here's the fucking thing. Like, you can't really gerrymander so much so, right? Because the assumption that the Republicans are operating under is that they're going to have a lot of the same people voting for them. So in reality, instead of just making a bunch of solid red districts, they've probably made a lot of purple districts. Because a lot of the fucking Hispanic people who voted for them before, I don't think they're going to fucking vote for them this time, considering a lot of the bullshit that are doing with ICE and just randomly fucking arresting people. So it's just like, I don't think it's going to work out as well as you think it is, but I still agree with what what Democrats in the Texas House are doing, and that is by leaving the state in order to break quorum. And they're doing this to basically make it such that there isn't a supermajority of not supermajority. You need about 2/3 of representatives in order to be able to push forward with the vote. Those Democrats that left, now there's not a fucking 2/3 of state representatives to go forward with the motion. So the Republicans in response are saying like, okay, we're going to issue subpoenas to the Democrats who have left to states like Illinois and New York. They said that they are going to try to go out to arrest them. And it's just like, okay, problems with that. They are already across other state lines. How the fuck are you going to send Texas police to try to fucking arrest them? Right? Like, there's no jurisdiction there. That's fucking stupid. Like, people are allowed to cross state lines anytime they fucking want. Right? So this is really fucking stupid. The only thing that can get them back in is the truancy laws. To answer your question, Boy Meets Mini. I don't know if breaking quorum is an arrestable offense. However, the truancy, that's not an arrestable offense, but you get charged $500 a day for not showing up to the fucking goddamn house. However, the sort of states that they're finding refuse in is, well, one of them is Illinois with Governor J.P. Pritzker, who, I don't know if people know, he's a billionaire and he owns a hotel chain. So guess what? He just offered them a place to stay and he can just fucking pay the bill because he's extremely fucking rich. So, okay, cool. There's that fucking problem. Yeah, the one a decent billionaire, Pepe. But so, nah, can't really fucking do any of that shit. Good luck having those people come back in order to do the fucking vote. Now, the purpose of this, because eventually this is going to get to the Supreme Court, and it will more than likely be approved by the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is just rank fucking partisan nonsense, okay? They are just completely and wholeheartedly controlled by the fucking Republicans. So this is going to pass eventually. The question is how long can Texas Democrats delay and make enough of a fucking stink about this? Because that's the point of doing all this. It's about making as big of a fucking stink as possible. But what are you saying, Alex? There are two types of gerrymandering, packing and cracking. Packing is when they try to keep Dem representatives low by packing all Dem voters in one district. They're already going to try to spread Dems out so there are more Republicans. But this means smaller majorities and possible to blow up in their face. Exactly, right? Like, because that's the type of gerrymandering they were doing before, is packing. However, the problem is that there are a lot of Democratic voters who have moved to Texas, a lot of big cities within Texas. So if they try to crack open those fucking districts, well, there might be a lot of Democrats who may end up in those particular districts who are probably going to vote for Democrats, making those districts way more in play, way more competitive, and possibly flipping in favor of the Democrats. This is something that can very, very easily backfire in the face of the Republican Party. We've talked about this before. You can only gerrymander a state so much. So this is what? Them trying to approve a fucking motion to issue arrest warrants for Democrats. Is it going to work? No, they're in other states. What the fuck? This is stupid. The truancy stuff is probably what's going to get them more on the hook because, again, I assume state representatives probably don't make as much money as, like, people in the House and Congress and stuff like that. I mean, $500 a day is pretty fucking expensive, but guess what? J.B. Pritzker is a billionaire. So, who cares about the fucking charges? He's got billions of dollars. Man, fuck it. Actually, what is his net worth? I'm curious. What is J.B. Pritzker's net worth? Oh, he's like worth $4 billion. Yeah. And well, a lot of his fucking relatives are also worth billions upon billions of fucking dollars. So yeah, good luck trying to get these guys back with the truancy nonsense. I don't think that's going to happen anytime fucking soon. That's cool. So they can afford to sort of like camp out and just like sit and wait for quite a while until inevitably they have to go back to, I don't know, probably do some other like procedural vote nonsense or whatever the fuck, and then they'll try to like push this in. They're not going to go through with the arrests. This is like fucking crazy and ridiculous. But what do we have here with this video?
Being 85 ayes and 6 nays, the motion prevails. The Sergeant-at-Arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary.
By the way, this is fucking psychotic, right? Fucking arresting people for the fact that they're just not there because of the fact that you guys are trying to cheat in order to lessen the impact of Donald Trump's fucking goddamn unpopular policies and general just unpopularity is fucking insane. But, you know, these are Texas Republicans. They are fucking complete fucking demons. So, that's really, really cool. But, what, Abbott orders the arrest of Democrats who fled Texas? Order the arrest of the Democrats who fled the Lone Star State in an effort to halt advancement of new congressional maps that could benefit Republicans in next year's midterms. Again, they're doing this in the middle of the decade. It's supposed to be every fucking decade that they are supposed to do redrawing of the congressional maps. And they're doing this under the orders of Donald Trump, who's afraid about the fact that he's going to get fucking completely annihilated within the legislature, in Congress. And he might lose the fucking House because, again, what he's doing is incredibly fucking unpopular. Texas House Democrats abandon their duty to Texans, Abbott said in a statement. By fleeing the state, Texas House Democrats are holding hostage critical legislation to aid flood victims and advance property tax relief. There are consequences for dereliction of duty. Buddy, you are trying to gerrymander the fuck out of them. They are doing what they have to do, or what they think they have to do, for survival. So as far as I'm concerned, cope, seethe, mauled, like, you ordered a redrawing of the congressional maps in the middle of a decade, which is very unusual because Donald Trump said, like, oh, hey, Greg, can you, like, give me 5 extra seats with some gerrymandering? You know, could you do that, please? I'm probably gonna get completely fucking owned in the midterms. And it's just like, okay, sure. And, like, little fucking Hot Wheels over there is a stooge who decided to fucking go along with that shit. It was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. We'll do it. Why not? So, that's great. Democrats' refusal to show up was part of a rapidly escalating political context over a controversial attempt by the state GOP to pass a highly unusual mid-decade partisan redistricting plan aimed at giving Texas Republicans 5 additional seats in Congress while destroying several Democratic districts. Well, goes over there. Well, in a separate district, Abbott said he'll be directing the Texas Rangers to invest in Democrats over potential bribery in connection to donations they were allegedly receiving from donors to offset the $500 daily fines the lawmakers are facing. You want to know who's paying? It's fucking J.B. Pritzker. He's the one who's probably going to fucking pay the bills. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Again, this is fucking ridiculous and silly. They're doing this because they don't want to fucking get gerrymandered out because they understand that this is, like, just rank partisan fucking hackery. You want to know who else understands this? A ton of other fucking Democratic governors. Gavin Newsom fucking understands this, and he's going along with the potentially gerrymandering the fuck of the out of the Republicans. J.P. Pritzker is going to gerrymander the fuck out of the fucking goddamn Republicans because they understand it's just like, dog, this is insane. You can't just fucking do this all because Donald Trump is just mad that he's going to get owned in the fucking midterms. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? This is insane. And even Kathy fucking Hochul has even said that she's thinking about getting rid of the independent fucking commission. Like, why don't we fucking take a look at that? Kathy fucking Hochul, the most useless of do-nothing, dumbass fucking Democrats, is even fucking thinking about doing this. It's crazy. Yeah, it got stymied. Texas Democrats leave state to block on gerrymandered vote. So that's like I think within there's a press conference I'm going to take a look at later from Illinois. So here's them in New York. Democrats' position in New York and other states included California, Illinois, and New Jersey was something of a Texas two-step. Lawmakers who fled Austin are trying to thwart a partisan redrawing of the House maps in Texas, while Democratic governors are threatening to redraw their own state's maps. So on Monday, Governor Gavin Newsom said Democrats in the nation's largest state were moving forward with an aggressive redrafting of the state's map to favor Democrats that he hopes to bring in before voters as a ballot measure. He said it would only go into effect if Texas changed its map. Well, again, it's more than likely going to change. So what? He's going to put forward it, and it's going to be, from what I'm understanding here, it looks like it's a fucking trigger law. Probably when, not if. It's going to be when the fucking map gets approved by the fucking Supreme Court, which is more than likely what's going to happen. Then the redistricting that Gavin Newsom is putting forward is going to trigger and be put in place. It's like, okay, well, your map is in place. Now our map is in place. What's up with that? You know, a little tit for tat. Whatever they're doing will be neutered here in the state of California. Mr. Abbott called it kind of outrageous that Texas Democrats would protest aggressive Republican redistricting by going to New York and Illinois, where Democratic lawmakers have used their power to draw lines that favor their party. No, they sent it to fucking, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, first off, again, calling it kind of outrageous is so fucking stupid, okay? That's the most ridiculous fucking nonsense I've ever heard of in my life. Dog, you have had a supermajority within the fucking state legislature the whole time through gerrymandered fucking districts. Like, you guys cheated first. You guys always cheated first. So what? You're upset about the fact that the other side's now saying, like, you know what? Fuck you. Now we're gonna cheat. You know what? We've had enough of this bullshit. You can fuck off with any of this bullshit. Like, we're gonna start cheating. If it's fucking Kathy Hochul saying that she's also gonna fucking cheat, it's crazy. What? Some of them were with Kathy Hochul in New York as she vowed to match President Trump's push for an aggressive partisan redistricting with a push of her own. Others were at a conference of state lawmakers in Boston, where Governor J.P. Pritzker of Illinois spoke to Democrats who chanted, "Fight, fight." Fucking crazy that they're just actually going forward with this. They're actually fucking expressing power. It's ridiculous. Well, not for the Democrats. It's ridiculous what the Republicans are doing. It's crazy that the Democrats are finally going forward with this. It's wild. Finally, an actual fucking expression of power for once from these fucking cowardly fucking dumb fucks. What do we have here?
Already adopted. Legitimate form of government. Correct, we've talked about this. This is not breaking the law. This is a legitimate process that has been used before. Breaking form of being here today. These legislators are getting into what John Lewis might call good trouble. Good trouble is the best kind of trouble. You know why? Because now you have the Attorney General, the Texas Attorney General, who, by the way, is obsessed with going after doctors in our state who are simply providing medication abortion assistance to people who are denied that by their own states. Now he's threatened to arrest each and every one of them if they don't return to Austin. But they're being asked to return to...
Oh, yeah, that's also another thing that's constantly because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, a bunch of people are, like, leaving Texas to get fucking abortions in, you know, states that still have abortion protections because, again, well, the Republican states that have passed this stuff are, like, complete fucking psychopaths.
For a radical redrawing of the congressional lines that were already adopted. They're being adopted in favor of Republicans. And of course, where did this come from? Well, Donald Trump came up with this scheme, perhaps with some help with AI, I don't know. But they have literally redrawn 5 congressional districts primarily representing communities of color that need the representation. They've drawn racist lines to disenfranchise millions of Texans. So what does this have to do with the state of New York? It's a good question. I'll tell you this. For the last 6 months, Donald Trump and his cowardly Republican enablers have pursued an agenda that has destroyed all we hold dear in this country. It's harmed the American people, but also the people I represent in the state of New York. They've denied life-saving health care to millions of people. They've denied food to poor children. Why? All this to give tax breaks to their billionaire buddies.
We love the one big beautiful bill.
Class with tariffs, which are simply poorly disguised taxes. We're hearing the news today how everything is going to go up. A backpack that you could have bought for just $30 in May is now $50 for moms and dads getting ready for back-to-school shopping. That's the direct impact on New Yorkers and Americans. But also at the same time, in our states and many others, are sending masked, armed individuals to snatch law-abiding residents off the streets as their own children scream in terror. That is happening on the streets of our great country. So people are basically disgusted. They're disgusted with this trampling of their basic human rights, rights that we've always cherished and fought for in this country. And that is precisely why New York has a strong interest in what is occurring almost across the country in Texas. And I have news flash for Republicans in Texas. This is no longer the Wild West. We're not going to tolerate our democracy being stolen in a modern-day stagecoach hoist by a bunch of law-breaking cowboys. Americans don't want a system that's stacked against them. They believe in fairness. It's fundamental. I'll tell you this, they're done with the chaos. They're done with the cruelty. And I would say they're ready to vote Republicans out of power in Washington, certainly in the upcoming 2026 elections. Republicans know this. They've seen the polls. They know they're sliding downhill because Americans are rejecting their policies. So this is why they're fighting. They know they'll lose the elections, but to subvert the will of the people, they're hell-bent on rigging the system. Rigging the system is un-American. Congressional districts are never redrawn mid-decade as they are. But here they are, flagrantly breaking the rules so they can hold on to power. And with that power, they're going to inflict...
This is coming from Kathy fucking Hochul, alright? Kathy Hochul is saying this shit. The most do-nothing of do-nothing Democrats. You look in the definition of do-nothing Democrats, her fucking face shows up. And she is starting to fucking say this. You know that you have fucked up if this is fucking happening. It's crazy.
Even more pain. And they'd rather eliminate fairness in the system than to proceed knowing they're going to lose. They'd rather silence voters than serve them. From my perspective, to refuse to stand up and fight for our democracy as we are joining in solidarity with our friends from Texas means one thing. You won't fight for democracy, you're doomed to lose it. For almost 250 years, our democratic experience has been fought for, and it's endured. As governor of a state where many of those early battles took place, we're commemorating them next year. Those battles for freedom were here. That's why I cannot stand by and let this happen, while Donald Trump and his co-conspirator, Greg Abbott, erode our democracy and drag us toward authoritarianism. Now, what Texas and Republican states are doing at the direction of Donald Trump, I say is nothing short of a legal insurrection against our capital. Legal meaning they're using a legal process. Does not mean it's legal. It must be stopped. If Republicans are willing to rewrite these rules to give themselves an advantage, then they're leaving us no choice. We must do the same. There's a phrase, you have to fight fire with fire. That's a true statement of how we're feeling right now. And as I've said, another overused but applicable phrase, all's fair in love and war. That's why I'm exploring with our leaders every option to redraw our state congressional lines as soon as possible. Our state legislative leaders, Carol Heastie, Majority Leader Cousins, they're on board, as are their members. We're already working on a legislative process, reviewing our legal strategies, and we'll do everything in our power to stop this brazen assault. As I mentioned, these are profiles in courage, sitting with me here today. They left their homes, left their families, left their loved ones, in a world of uncertainty. But our history is defined by people who are brave patriots, who will not accept the status quo, who believe they must use their voices and their positions to stand up for others. And I could not be prouder to have an opportunity to meet them, each and every one of them, and hear their personal stories. And I thank them so much for making this journey. You are on the right side of history. And you're not alone. We are in solidarity with each and every one of you and your colleagues in another state hosted by my great friend, J.B. Pritzker. We welcome you as well. As I said, history will judge us in how we respond to this moment. But here in New York, we will not stand on the sidelines with the timid souls on the sidelines who don't care, will not invest their heart and soul into this battle. This is a war. We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off, and I say, bring it on. With that...
This is fucking crazy, dude. This is the rhetoric being adopted by, like I said before, one of the most do-nothing of do-nothing fucking Democrats. And she's willing to fucking goddamn be like, okay, well, you guys want to fucking cheat? Okay, fine. Fuck you. We've had enough. You want to fucking just cheat? Alright, fuck it. We'll start cheating too. And before anyone comes in and says that's this is rather hypocritical of the Democratic Party, why you guys have to take the fucking high road constantly. It's like, why is that the fucking standard that liberals have to take? Like, why? The fucking Republicans are constantly cheating. Well, legal cheating. And yes, technically speaking, you are correct. Democrats are not actually really cheating. This is allowed within the rules. The Democrats chose to not use those fucking powers within the fucking rules for the sake of fairness, right? They decided to take the moral high ground. But like I said before, because of the stupid, cancerous saying of fucking Michelle Obama saying, when they take the low road, we take the high road, it's just like, no, that is fucking stupid within politics. That is a way to just give up power for no fucking reason. This is politics, is just an expression of power, okay? There's no fucking high road mentality, like do good, whatever, blah blah blah, fucking bull. No. This is politics. This is about an expression of power. Who gives a fuck about any of this? Like, well, you have to do the good thing because it's good to do the good thing. It's like, no, not any of this bullshit. Okay, get the fuck out of here with this complete fucking nonsense. That's not how that works. This is politics. You do everything possible in order to, well, enact your fucking will and your power. That's how you play fucking politics. This is just good strategy. This is what you are just supposed to fucking do. And she's willing to do it. Gavin Newsom is probably, credit to Gavin Newsom, like, apparently what, the map that he has drawn is ready to fucking trigger whenever you said. Gavin Newsom, redistrict, ding map. It's ready to go in whenever. Texas redistricting move would trigger new California maps, Newsom says. What? Californians are fucking ready to do this? Legally we can do it? They can do it, right? They can just fucking do that shit. There's already been people online suggesting maps for fucking goddamn Gavin Newsom to just be like, here is a 52-0 gerrymandered map of California's districts, would completely get rid of the 9 Republicans that are currently in the fucking House, undoing everything that the Republicans are currently planning with Texas, and adding some extra seats for the Democrats, and all of them would be plus 10 fucking Harris district seats. It's like, listen, you guys fucking started this. Well, fine. The Republicans are reciprocating in kind. As well as what? Illinois. Illinois is also doing the exact same fucking thing. They are also pursuing to do fucking redistricting maps. Pritzker says redrawing Illinois district map on the table in response to Texas redistricting push. Let me take a look at this.
Block a redistricting plan they say favors Republicans. Tonight, our Jermont Terry heard from the delegation being put up by our governor here in Illinois. Jermont?
Joe, tonight those Democrats from Texas insisting that they are not running, instead fighting for what's playing out not only in Texas, but what could also play out across the country. And tonight, with each state lawmaker having an arrest warrant hanging over their head, they plan to stay in Illinois for as long as it takes. These Texans, all Democrats.
By the way, this is politics. This is how you fucking fight fire with fire. The Texan Democrats, like I said before, acknowledge that they have to do everything possible in order to fucking survive. Because again, they understand what the point of this is. It is just rank partisan fucking hackery. The point of this is for Donald Trump saying, more than likely acknowledging that he's going to fucking lose some goddamn seats. He's just like, oh fuck, I'm at risk of losing seats because of just how much my popularity is tanking. And I've been seeing the polls. My popularity is fucking hitting the shitter. So I need to cheat in order to be able to ensure that I have some slim fucking majority within the House so I can continue doing what I'm doing and have the rest of my session in power not be as a fucking lame duck where I can't fucking do anything because the House is going to be in control of the Democrats. That's why he's fucking doing this. So, and the Democrats are being like, oh, if that's what you're going to do, you don't want to, hear the bells of the fucking goddamn voters that you're going to outright reject and just take away their fucking power and their vote away from them. Fine. We can fight fire with fire. If that's what you want to do, we can do that.
Arrived by a private bus in Warrenville to the IBEW Union Hall. Inside, they stood in unity for their cause.
This isn't political theater.
The Texan state lawmakers refused to show up for a special session because they say Governor Greg Abbott wants to change congressional maps to favor Republicans. And while redistricting isn't new, it's primarily done every 10 years after a U.S. census.
Did they succeed?
So those are the proposed changes, right? So more than likely, if we looked at the overall map, what these are specifically meant to do, like look at this fucking 9th district right here. Like the fuck is this? More than likely, what these are meant to do, the 32nd district here as well. That's a fucking wild one. The fucking teardrop shape, for fuck's sake. What these are more than likely going to do is they're trying to scoop out as many Republican voters as they can in particular areas, while either like packing in Democrats into smaller and smaller fucking districts, and they're like Alex said, they're trying to crack open the fucking districts. Now the cracking opening of the districts is risky because of the fact that they may get a lot more fucking Republicans into those districts, but you could also get a lot more fucking Democrats in those fucking districts as well. And the assumption that the Republican Party is making here is the fact that they think that the Latinos within these fucking goddamn districts are still going to fucking vote for them. Now, considering the fact that a lot of the shit that's been going on, specifically with the ICE raids, specifically with the tariff instabilities, as well as all the other general economic instability that Trump is causing, do you really believe that they're going to keep voting for the Republican Party? I don't think so, especially with the stuff that's passed in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And, like, for fuck's sake, Medicaid data has now been given to ICE, for fuck's sake. So those fucking goddamn Latinos who are going into fucking hospitals may get randomly fucking detained by Gestapo fucking freaks. You never know with Texas voters. There's no fucking way that's fucking not happening, dude. Unless like the people of Texas's brains are so like ridiculously metastasized to the nth fucking degree, I for 1 second I don't believe that they're going to keep voting in Republicans to go along with this bullshit, because this is some fucking bullshit.
Census.
If they succeed in Texas, they will take this to other states.
Texas Attorney General called the Democrats' flight cowardly, adding they should be found, arrested, and brought back to the Capitol immediately.
Cope, seethe, mauled, cope, absolute fucking cope from this fucking Forzen CD cheating loser. Hey, listen, you want to fucking talk about cheating? Hey, aren't you currently going through divorce proceedings because of a little sussy stuff that you were dealing with your wife? Jack. Yeah, cope and fucking seethe, Jack. Fucking Ken Paxton, you fucking loser. Bro is just mad about the fact that he got caught being an adulterer. This supposed very pious religious man, Ken Paxton. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
We're not running from anything. We're trying to make sure that when democracy is in Texas, it is going to be of the people, by the people, and for the people.
And they have support of Illinois Democrats.
Stay as long as you want.
Governor Pritzker, who is the heir of the Hyatt Hotel, invited the Texas lawmakers to do just that, stay for the long haul, as these Texans are calling for Illinois and other blue states to redistrict congressional maps early to balance the seats Texas could lose.
So, like I said before, more than this is just a delaying tactic. These maps are probably going to go through because they are probably going to be rejected by like whatever sort of like initial federal judge looks at this. He's as like broader sort of like just complete partisan gerrymandering. Texas will appeal, and then it'll go to the Supreme Court, who's more than likely going to accept the maps, because again, the Supreme Court are just wholeheartedly and just completely fucking partisan, right? They're going to fucking accept those maps, and they're going to be put in place. The point is that if they just delay, the vote to actually put the maps forward is not going to go through for time. And the point of this strategy should be rather simple. The point of this is that they just want to try to delay this for as long as possible. Now, the midterms are still about a year out. There's still like a whole sort of like process, even if the vote happens and it goes through. Because more than likely, it will eventually go through, more than likely. It just becomes a question of just how long they're able to delay it. More than likely, they're not going to be able to delay it all the way till the midterms. Probably not. That's like about a year and a half. Not a year and a half. About a year and a quarter away. That's probably not going to happen. What is more than likely going to happen is because what they want to try to delay the sort of vote long enough such that when the vote goes through, then the maps have to be fucking certified. That's a whole process that's going to take some time. And then this is going to get challenged, definitely going to get challenged in the courts. But the maps will then already be sort of in the process of potentially being approved by, whoever the people are that have to approve new congressional maps. I don't remember who exactly they are. Whatever. That's more than likely what the basis of the plan here is. Delay it for long enough such that the maps don't go into place and they stay as they are right now, still already quite fucking gerrymandered, but not in super favor of the fucking Republicans, to basically deny Donald Trump the 5 seats that he's wanting. That's the basic premise of the plan, which, again, good on fucking Democrats for actually fighting and putting up a backbone. Meanwhile, the National Democrats, you want to know what they're probably doing? I don't know, just soaring out over Israel or some shit. Nice meme.
We are going to match Donald Trump's energy when it comes to redistricting.
Illinois is legendary for it.
So says political analyst Pat Brady. He points out Illinois may not be in position to retaliate.
I don't think you can gerrymander them anymore. We have the most gerrymandered political map in the country right now.
This isn't the first time Democrats crossed into Illinois to stop a Republican-controlled state house. In 2011, 14 Wisconsin Democrats hid out in Rockford when then-Governor Scott Walker decided to stop collective bargaining for unions.
They're the ones that have warrants out for their arrest.
These Texans hiding in Illinois now have civil arrest warrants against them, but it does not seem to matter.
We say hell no, not on our watch.
Now, with those Democrats not in Texas, the state house did not have enough members for a quorum. It's a holdout. These Democrats say they're going to hold out for the entire special session, which is slated to last at least 2 weeks. Reporting live in Warrenville.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, they're just going to call for another fucking special session then, right? Right? That's more than likely what Governor Greg Abbott is going to do. He just calls for another one. May need to fucking delay it potentially for longer. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what the legality there is going to be. How many times he can like sort of call for like another special session, because what can more than likely happen there is he just keeps calling for special sessions over and over again. But then again, it's still a fucking delaying tactic. Would he like? Because I'm trying to think about this now, right? Like, special session ends, they leave, go back to fucking Texas. Are they going to get fucking arrested as soon as they show up in fucking Texas? Is that what's going to fucking happen? Crazy if that fucking happens, right? They arrest them, special session gets called in again, and they're forced to go in to fucking vote. Is that the plan for the Republicans within Texas? That's like the only thing I can think of as to what the potential strategy here is for the Republicans. And that's probably why they called out for fucking arrests, to make sure that they can't fucking leave the state, which is wild to say the least. But I don't know if they're actually. I want to say I don't know if they'll actually follow through that, but they might. They probably will. Not Democrats, but Texas Republicans are that fucking insane. I know they're trying to do the same thing also in Florida. Ron DeSantis has also fucking called for redrawing and redistricting of the fucking maps. And, dog, it's like, it's fucking crazy. Like, everyone's gonna fucking fight politically. It's wild to see. But then again, I don't think, like, I'm trying to think, like, are there any other states that can really pull this off that are Republican-leaning states with, like, a lot of fucking Democrats in them? I'm trying to think, like, a lot of the rural states, like Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, they don't have to fucking gerrymander to shit because hardly anyone happens there. Ohio? Maybe Ohio. Ohio is gerrymandered to shit. That's a good point, Boy Meets Mini, but I don't know, like, what percentage of Democrats exist within Ohio, right? It's already as gerrymandered as it is. Like, if they were to try to crack open the fucking districts, like Alex was saying earlier, like, more than likely they could potentially make a ton of fucking purple districts, and that could backfire on them. I don't know, right? Like, it's only just Texas and Florida that I think this really applies to, because most other states within the fucking union are either already pretty purple, more than likely going to go more so for the Democrats, because, like, and I'm talking about the states like Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia, all the fucking swing states, right? They're probably going to swing back to the fucking Democrats because of how much they hate Donald Trump, more than likely, and just how much nobody likes his fucking policies. And all the other ones are just deep red, like your Louisianas of the world, Mississippi, like the Bible Belt states. Like, those are not going to fall to any like weird gerrymandering stuff. They're not going to gerrymander the state. There's no point in doing it. So even if they could, maybe they could, but like they're not going to get a lot of seats out of it. It's just not worth it. Like in terms of like California eliminating like 9 Republicans alone is crazy. I don't know how many Republicans are from specifically New York, but there's probably a couple of them. Probably like at least like 3 or 4 of them. Get rid of those guys. That more than doubles what Texas is trying to eliminate. And I don't know how many they can eliminate within Florida, right? Like I really do think this is going to completely and utterly backfire really hard. New York is particularly a purple state. Interesting, right? And I'm assuming that it's already fucking pretty gerrymandered, right? I'm trying to think, like, could they just gerrymander it more, right? I mean, there's a lot of fucking Democrats that live in fucking New York. It is a Democratic fucking state. Like, it's a super majority within all the state legislature. Like, it was such a super majority that, for whatever reason, fucking Andrew Cuomo, when he was governor, mostly to probably not do any work, decided to have a bunch of Democrats just vote alongside with fucking Republicans for whatever fucking reason, because he just didn't want to do any fucking work. But then again, that's just Andrew Cuomo being a fucking piece of shit. But they probably could. That's true, Boy Meets Minnie, that she didn't do well in New York. But I think the people of New York are just like, oh, fuck. Actually, now we really, really dislike Harris, so they're more than likely going to... Like, a lot of the people who flipped to Trump in a lot of those, like, districts, I think they're probably going to flip right back to the fucking Democratic Party, because it's just, like, the wake-up call that they, I don't know, needed for some reason. I hate saying that, because it's just, like, really fucking stupid. It's just, like... I don't know. The only reason why they ended up voting for a lot of for Republicans to begin with is because they wanted something new, quote unquote, and we're tired of the old. It's stupid, but whatever. The average voter and what they believe in just makes you want to like commit self-delete for fuck's sake, because it's just like, Jesus Christ, how and why do you think like this? I hate that you think like this. Whatever. I've talked about the plight of the fucking average voter, like the why they are the way that they are. I don't really give a shit about that. But, like, more than likely, like, a lot of them, of those Trump voters, all voted for Zohran Mamdani. They're more than likely going to vote for Democrats because they just really fucking hate Trump, right? Like, I don't think that's, like, ridiculous to say. There's no fucking way that they're not going to secure probably even more voters during the midterms and probably even for the next election because of just how much they probably dislike Donald Trump. Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, Donald Trump is the guy who's, like, having ICE gallivant about in New York specifically, in New York City specifically, just constantly fucking arresting people. It's fucking wild, right? They're probably not very happy with with what exactly is going on with the federal fucking government. But yeah, it's good to see, you know, Kathy Hochul, all of the fucking Democratic governors. You know that shit's really fucking crazy and is really fucking heating up. If the most do-nothing fucking Democratic representatives is also deciding to come into the fight and be like, nah, fuck this, enough of this bullshit, you can, like, fuck right off. And I really do think this is going to really, really fucking backfire on the goddamn Republican Party. Like, this is not going to pan out as well as they think they are, because, again, guess what there are a lot more voters of in comparison to Republican voters? There's just a lot more fucking liberals in comparison to Republicans, in comparison to conservatives. It's just they don't have the fucking numbers to be able to pull this stuff off, right? And again, like I said before, credit to Democrats, to the Democratic governors here, recognizing that, oh, this is just like a complete grab at fucking power, and they're just trying to fucking cheat because they know that nobody likes Donald Trump's fucking bullshit. So you know what? Fine, we'll respond in kind. If I've said this before, but if they did not respond in kind to this, then I would literally just say this party is completely and utterly fucking dead. There is no point. There is no saving this party. It is fucking over for this party. Well, I still probably say that about the national fucking Democrats. Not so much for the state Democrats. They're actually willing to express fucking power. So, unlike the national Democrats, who seem more fucking obsessed about talking about Israel. Except for the progressives, okay? I think AOC has been giving funds to the fucking Texas Democrats allowing them to have the necessary funds needed to be able to pay for their fucking truancy charges and stuff like that. So, AOC meeting the fucking moment as expected, I suppose. Except for Iron Dome funding, for whatever fucking reason. Whatever. We've talked about that before. Stupid, but hey, give credit where credit is fucking due, kind of a deal. But yeah, I really do think that this is not going to pan out like the Republicans think it's going to fucking pan out. Like, this is not going to work out. And the Democratic governors are recognizing it, stepping in and being like, yeah, enough of this fucking bullshit. We're going to actually express some power, be at, like, I don't know, brave, I guess, for lack of a better term, and basically stop Republicans right in their tracks, because what they're trying to do is some fucking bullshit. And I agree with them. What they're trying to do is some fucking bullshit. Don't think there's really much else to say besides that.